Hey, what's going on? This is Muriel. I'm an expat in Costa Rica, currently visiting the Netherlands, where I'm born and raised. So this video is all about the differences between living in Costa Rica and living in Europe, in the Netherlands. And if you're on the fence of moving to Costa Rica, you might want to watch this video to the end, because I'm gonna literally share some huge differences that I'm feeling already being an expat in Costa Rica for 5 years. My heart and soul is in Costa Rica, but I'm born and raised here in a big city. This is the city The Hague. So please do consider to watch my whole video to learn more, helping you to make a well decision. And but first, a little bit about myself and why I'm making these videos in the first place. So let's dive right in. You see this, a bench, a field, a bike. Well, this is typically Dutch. Of course, Spain is also Europe. The Netherlands is Europe. This is typically Dutch. I borrowed this bike from the sister of Dirk's mom, because without a bike, I feel lost here in the big city. I'm a big city girl. I'm born and raised here. This is what I do not do where I live in Costa Rica. I live in a small town between Santa Teresa and Montezuma. We have a lot of dirt roads. We do have a lot of wild traffic, trucks, quads, big trucks, motorbikes without driver's license. I do not risk driving on a bike there, and it's super sandy. Here we have a lot of paved roads. I don't know if you see the road behind me. So this is a big field. This is called the Malieveld. This is the city The Hague. It's a beautiful end of the day. There's the sunset. And in 8 hours time, there's a sunset in Santa Teresa, where I come from. So where my husband currently is. So if you wonder, so who are you visiting, etc. Well, I'm here with my 13-year-old son. My husband is guarding the house, is holding the, how do you say that? Holding the fort with the animals, our 3 dogs and the cat. And I am here with my youngest to visit my oldest, who moved temporarily to The Hague, Netherlands, to see where she feels more home. And I just really feel in my body like what's the differences. So first of all, the biking, I don't do it back home in Costa Rica, but I do it instantly. I borrowed a bike and I started biking again. Well, the second difference is you see me with all these warm clothes on. I don't have this in Costa Rica. You know, I borrowed this stuff. This is my old jacket. It was in the house of Dirk's mom. She still has a house in Costa Rica, in the Netherlands, and she has a house with us in Costa Rica. So she lives 6 months on, 6 months off. So I have some jackets and stuff that you obviously need. It's bloody cold here. It's really not a complaint. I'm dressed for it. Also, look, I'm usually wearing flip-flops in Costa Rica. Look what I'm wearing now. I'm wearing leather boots with socks and skinny jeans and stuff. I feel like such a city girl. It's fun, you know. That's also the part of Muriel. But that's not how I'm dressed in Costa Rica. I live in one of the hottest parts of Costa Rica, Santa Teresa, Montezuma, the Nicoya Peninsula. Basically, I wear like a little dress, that's all, with a bikini or something. I'm there almost every day at the beach. Another difference that I don't do here, what I always do in Costa Rica, I don't have my dogs here. I would not want to have a dog here, right? In a city like this, The Hague, you need to clean up the poop of your dog. Literally meaning the poop of your dog, you need to catch it in a plastic bag and throw it in a special poop garbage thing. So sometimes you need to walk around with this warm poop of your dog. And a lot of your dogs, a lot of places, the dogs cannot be unleashed, sorry. The dogs must be on the leash. In Costa Rica at the beach, my dogs are running around. I always, of course, have my leash with me because you never know. Sometimes you need to just leash your dog. But here you get like a fine of the police if your dogs run around unleashed. And if you do not clean up the poop, you get a fine as well. So having dogs here, for me, totally no fun. And also the way of living here. So according to what we bought land for in Costa Rica, we paid $300,000 a couple of years ago for a piece of land that now we found out is worth $600,000. But here in The Hague, for that money, you're lucky to find a little apartment with a very tiny garden. With our lifestyle and our dogs, that's too small. So the difference also, living in a big city here, where I'm born and raised, and in Costa Rica, it's still possible for the same amount to have way more meters for yourself by space. So I love having space in Costa Rica. And that's basically the core differences that I can come up with now. But there is a very, very important one, which I covered a lot of times in my other videos. You will hear me share information about that blended in my other videos. But the culture of Costa Rica in general, of course, there are very unkind people in Costa Rica as well, the same as in the Netherlands. But overall, for example, I was in a shop today and I was buying something and was not in stock. She had to order it, and the lady of the shop could not log in her system, and she was getting stressed, like, sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I said, don't worry, I live in Costa Rica. I'm used waiting and having a lot of patience. And we say then pura vida. And she said, oh my God. And she was from Suriname. That's kind of close to Costa Rica. It's not super close, but it's close. It's a South American country. But she said, oh my God, you're so relaxed. Thank you so much. I said, I'm not in a hurry, so take your time. And it was solved in like this. And that's what I've learned living in Costa Rica. I was not like that before I moved to Costa Rica. I was more up-tempo, rat race tempo. And living in Costa Rica, I learned that being in a hurry, being in a rush, wanting to do 10 things on one day probably won't work, so you don't plan it. So I feel more peace of mind living in Costa Rica, especially where I live in I live in a blue zone. It's officially a blue zone, and I feel super healthy there. I feel there's something there that's giving me more energy. I cannot explain it. Here is very beautiful. The Hague is a beach town. We went to the beach yesterday. I will upload a shortly about that. I was biking there. You see the ocean, you see the sunset. It's beautiful, but not in the world. I want to move back to this city. I don't want to move back to the Netherlands. I want to live in Costa Rica. Where I want to live in 10 years? Well, I do know that it's not the Netherlands. I love visiting. I love speaking the language. I know the culture. You can throw me somewhere in a big city and I will find my way. You know, I'm born and raised in the Netherlands. But oh gosh, I'm so grateful to be a Costa Rican expat. So I can just encourage you, move to Costa Rica. Be a Costa Rica expat like me, and just enjoy getting back where you come from, your home, as a Costa Rica expat. That's an epic feeling. So yeah, I'm curious about your thoughts. Of course, this was typically about the Netherlands, but I do know that a lot of Dutch people are looking into Costa Rica to live. So I hope that I serve you anyways, wherever you come from. with these differences. I think that a lot of big cities in Europe have the same culture as things that I just mentioned about The Hague, the biking, the city culture, the impatientness, the stuff, you know, it's colder. See it for yourself how this video works for you. I'm always looking forward to hearing from you, and if you're curious, Muriel, how did you do that, you know, move to Costa Rica financially? Did you have like $1 million in the bank? No, but I had the knowledge and the experience and the running online business that served my income. So I closed my laptop in The Hague. I opened it in Costa Rica, and we just kept on working the way that we did. If that's something that you're interested in, consider to click the first link below my videos and learn more. And there's a world of information, so click through more in the description. You learn how to book an onboard ticket, how to book a call with me, about my coaching programs. I created a free course, stuff like that. Check my banner, check my TikTok, check my Instagram. I love what I do and I do what I love, and looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.